Hi, Steve here. Welcome to another tip and trick with Digital DJ Tips, and I've got a guest here with me today, DJ Rasp, who is a legendary scratch DJ and performance DJ and also a tutor helping us with some training here at Digital DJ Tips. And if you are a DVS user or you have motorised jog wheels, then we've got a good one for you today, because there's probably one feature of controller DJing which you've been a little bit envious of, no matter how much you love your setup, and that is that with controllers, if you have a track lined up to a cue point like we've got here, if you press start on the deck, then that piece of music is going to start immediately bang on time. So if you pressed play on a controller when it's lined up, it would sound like this. Super crisp, right? But if you press play on a motorised jog wheel, it sounds like this. Okay, I'm going to do that again just so you can hear it. Right, so we've got this kind of lag.
Yeah.
What it is it's the motor needing to get up to speed.
That's right.
And so we've got two problems here, right? One is how it sounds.
Yeah.
And the other one is timing.
Yeah, it's not quick enough.
It's not quick enough. It needs to be instant, especially for performance DJs who just want to drop it in quickly. So of course on a controller you can just do that. You can just hit the start button and it'll play immediately. So why don't you just talk us through the problem that you'd be having, or a situation that came up for you where you came up with this hack.
Okay.
What was the problem to begin with?
So I'm scratching the vocal on this side here, and I need the beat to instantly come in.
Right.
Yeah? So let me show you. Now as I finish that pattern, I want to jump onto this beat and continue with my scratch pattern. Yeah, right. That's playing. Now if I do that with a play, start, stop button, it doesn't fit into time. Right. The snares don't line up, you know. So let me show you how it sounds. So I'm going to line it up on here, and I'm going to hit the start button here.
Okay, so that sounded messy. Presumably that wasn't what you were going for. So when you pressed start on there, as far as you were concerned, that track should start straight away and it should be in time with this, but we heard that it was out of time because of that lag. All right. So in order to get round that, I'm just going to make a suggestion here. You could have the deck playing, but with the volume down. Yeah. And then when you were ready, go like that, move the volume up and the button, but have you got time to do that with that?
No, because my hands are occupied on the platter and the crossfader from doing the scratch performance. So if I do that, it takes more time for me to put my hands all the way here on the fader. It kind of messes up the flow.
Okay,
you know?
and of course another option would be that you actually hit the cue point and then hit play. But again, it's two things you'll need to reach over. So this was your dilemma. Tell us the hack.
So I discovered at the end of this particular track there's a little bit of silence. So what I did, I just looped the silence and had the motor running. So when I finish the scratch pattern, I can hit a cue point and continue my scratch pattern, and everything will line into place.
So let's have a look at this silence. You've got it on a cue point here, right?
Yeah.
So this is right at the end of the music file. There's nothing happening.
No.
So all you need to be able to do this is some part of silence on the end of your music file, and it actually doesn't matter how long that is. You've got quite a long loop here, but it doesn't matter if it's really short. The important thing is that it's silent, because you've actually got the deck, you've got the crossfader in the middle, the deck volume full up. This deck is playing and it's looping, but it's just looping a part where there's nothing happening. So, okay, so presumably then...
Yeah, instant. Yeah, no slur or lag, you know, it just starts.
Because the deck's playing. So that's what you needed to solve. You needed to have the deck playing, but to be able to have your volume up.
That's right.
The silence is the one. Okay, so why don't you show us how it sounds then with that fix. Cool. So when you dropped in, it was reliable, it did what you wanted it to do.
That's right.
That's fantastic. All right, so there you go. For you DVS and motorised jog wheel users, if you're moving into the realms of performance to the level of DJ Rasp here, and you need every single millisecond of time to be saved, then that is the hack. Use that little bit of silence to make sure that your cue point hits on time. So thank you, Rasp, for being here.
Thank you.
You've been making some training with us, which is coming up soon. You'll get more news about that soon. Thanks for being here for another tip and trick. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. And remember, get good, get out there and make the moments. See you soon.